I've faced it in a position so you can't see the inside because it's too distracting on the eyes or the lights.
You're like, it doesn't match my brand.
It really doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. Or maybe it does. Maybe it does. Who knows? I play the video games on it. I play my Street Fighter.
Playing Street Fighter on a
it runs it well.
computer.
It runs it really well. And I think the MacBook would too. I should try it. And I think the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i or Edition Imagine with Intel probably does as well.
Do tell.
Ooh.
Did you know there are only there are over 30 font families from Monotype on
Guys, it's been a huge week for kelliot content.
Guys, look at us.
And you think we think we're done? I'm posting another reel on Monday. Oh.
That's my only one that I had because I could legally. Guys, I have changed management.
Woo! Well done. That's huge.
I don't think I can legally disclose why, but I have. And
I think we could say it was for a good reason.
I think it was I think I had a decent reason. I just feel like we weren't aligned with what my goals were.
All you really want, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the more, work that you and I do together, I feel like it just makes sense for us to have the same manager.
Yes.
Just because I feel like our values are more aligned.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I think our guy he just seems to really be the guy.
He's the guy. He's the guy. I was talking to Katie the other day about how lucky I got getting him early. He's
so good. I was skeptical of him.
Yeah, right?
Hence me
signing
legit. With a different agency.
Yeah, I was like, I remember the first time I was on a call with him and I just was like, who is this guy? And then he reached out to me and he's like, do you have management? I was like, no. He's like, well, let's jump on a call. And I was like, this is like, he
he's a shark.
Checks. He really is. And I've never been concerned about anything contract wise because he will double check and lock in on anything that even I would just go, oh, that doesn't sound that good, but that's fine. I'll just pass it on. He's like, no. Like, we're locked. Even if you don't believe it, I'm doing it for you because I know better than you do. And I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure. And he's like, I've got you. And it's just nice to have someone in your corner, really. It is, especially with all these emails. Yeah.
So I'm glad. He seems to be a good, I don't know. He seems to just be really good at his job in general. I think because he's been in the space for a really long time too. Oh yeah. He's kind of like a Nepo baby. Yeah. And
when your brother's in YouTube and
when your brother's famous.
Yeah. It helps inside.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. And I don't know. He seems to just always have time, and I really appreciate that. With all of, I don't know how many people he manages. Do you know?
It's not too many. It's quite a boutique selection.
He's got
it's just him as well. It's like he's just he runs
I
think it's 10 to 12. I'm pretty sure. And we're all in the same field. It's all artists and designers on Instagram mainly, which is pretty cool.
And he just makes time for every time that because I've kind of wanted to talk to him, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I want to do this yet, because he's been hounding me for years, respectfully. He hasn't been harassing me, but he's always just like, hey, what's up?
Oh yeah.
And then just has always been really patient and helpful with answering my questions and helping me review contracts.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about making this transition, he was able to help me facilitate that. So it's one of those things where you find one good person and you're like, cool, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, legit.
Thank God.
It just takes a lot of pressure away.
Good people.
It's just it's so nice just having because this year was kind of wild with I mean, I haven't I uploaded for the first time in fucking 8 months and stuff. I haven't done much at all, and I think it's always very stressful when you're working with a manager who is taking a commission from everything that I get, and I don't pay him up front. He only gets paid if I get paid, right? That's how it works. So it's always stressful when I'm like, oh, so you kind of rely on my income in a way. So me not working is like a bad thing for you. But it's never felt like that at all. Like it's just he's so just like no worries. Like he just understands and like mental health is first. And it's like so nice to have that because... And it's kind of paid off in the end. Like it all, you know, we've had a great year in all things considered. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just cool that...
He believes in you.
He really does. He
Yeah.
backs his clients. It's really nice. And that's all you can really ask for. It's just like someone who's in your corner no matter what. Like just who really... If I'm like, I think I said yes to too many things, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to pull out of, you know, making this bloody Skillshare class. He's like, that's so fine. Don't worry about it. I'll let them know. And I don't need to see the interaction between him and Skillshare where, you know, Skillshare might get pissed off. I don't need to see that. No. I can just focus on, it's so nice.
When I did like, because this was my first deal that I did. Really, it's my first deal.
Great reel, by the way.
In 3 years. Thank you.
It's actually
and
way too good. It's... I was like, fuck, oh my God. I was like, the one that I was working on when you were doing that, I was like, well, I need to put in more work. I was like, this is
guys, if you haven't seen, I just did my first sponsored reel ever. It's not being pushed by Kittle, but they sponsored a reel for me. And I am really happy with how it came out. And it was kind of like a last minute deal because of my previous contract, so we really had to get it under the wire to where it would still like match Kittle's campaign and also where I could contractually participate in something like that. And so I really had like 1 day to do it once I got like clearance with everything. So I was literally like, I guess I texted you because I was trying to write this script because they wanted like the script for approval, and I was like, okay, this is what I wanted. I gotta figure this shit out. And then I was sitting at my computer and I'm like, what what do I do? My meds were wearing off. Like I was like spiraling, but I had to write the script that night, and this was just like a couple days ago. And then for some reason, that is what came to me. Hold on, I've got a cat at the door, as I do.
It is an incredible turnaround. The process of writing a script for a reel is so like bizarre too, because you're like, it's a reel, it's just a short little video, like why do I need to do a script? But I've written so many in the last like few months, like it's become a thing now that the client will want to see the script. And you're like, I just want to be like, trust the video, just that it'll be fine. Guys. But it is like, I have done a few things where I've submitted the final thing and they go, oh, we want to go in a completely different direction. I'm like, a script saves that at least, just in case. I mean, it's bad for them to do that, but it isn't. You'll rarely find that, but it is nice to like prevent that from ever happening.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Well, they were like lovely, and you had mentioned to me that the Kittle people were really nice.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm wearing really tight jeans for some stupid reason, but it was really nice, and I couldn't think of what to write. Really, and I was like scrolling on Pinterest and I was like, okay, I could do like a party flyer, that would be cool. And then I was like gonna do like a cocktail bar type of flyer, and then according to my therapist I should stop drinking, so I was like, no, I should not I should not do that. Well, respect. So I and unfortunately needing to go to AA, but that's a whole different thing. And so I was like, okay, what else could I do? And then I was like, genuinely, hand to God, I love a really good sandwich. So then I ran with that. And then I was like running with just like the sandwich theme. And then I was like fringing on like, should I make it funny or should I just make it very straightforward? Because a lot of my reels are very straightforward. Like they're not, there's no hee hee ha ha in my reels. And
they're just very earnest, I feel. Like very just
it's
authentic.
very earnest.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like lovely.
But then like I was talking with Matt, because Matt is subtly one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. And he just has like these one-liners where he'll just say it randomly. I have a whole folder on my phone of videos of Matt being funny as hell. And so I was like, help me. And he's like, I'm not funny. And I'm like, yes, you are. Help. And then he was the one who said, because I was like, I need something for my flyer, like a tagline for my flyer. And then he was like, sandwiches, you can eat them with other people. And I was like, fuck, that's so good.
It's just like, huh? But it's such a good one. It's amazing. It's so good.
It just like breaks the wall so well. And so then I had to like, I went back and I completely redid the flyer to just be like a PSA instead of like an invitation. And then I was like, well, now how do I turn that into like a script? And then I was like, oh, it's just guy who doesn't know common thing. I feel like that's very like, that's an easy scenario to write into, of just guy who's never heard of normal thing, like guy who completely misses out on social norm. Very neurodivergent thing of me to write.
It's such a good starting point.
Completely missing out on that. And it was a lot of fun, and I completely blew up my very clean, well organized office that I had. Moving all of my lighting around because I don't have like a proper lighting setup, so I had to plug in like 3 different floor lamps and move all my desk lamps, my key light, and mount them to 2 stools I have in my office, and then moving furniture so I could prop other things on them, and then set up my green screen. So
it's a set, it's an enterprise, it's a production company over here, guys. You got to understand these reels. We put an effort into these things.
Yeah, I'm putting an effort. But no, I had genuinely like a blast. Like
it's so much fun. It looks like so much fun. Yeah.
So
I hope the more sponsored reels you get, the joy never leaves, because it left me a long time ago.
I think it has to be the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to be forced, but this time it was like one of those rare occasions where I worked really well under pressure and I wasn't just trying to get it done, because I feel like I kind of like disengage sometimes when I'm just like under pressure and I'm trying to finish something. But for this, I was like, no, this is a big deal. This is like my first sponsored reel. Like I don't want my followers to like be like, "Oy,
yeah,
great, another ad."
You don't want to come back from an 8-month YouTube break for an entirely sponsored video.
Who would do that?
To make people think you're just coming back for the bag. Yeah. No, you wouldn't want to do that.
So I don't know. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so funny, like seeing your page and then just seeing a new reel, and it's like a sitcom sandwich like slow zoom in, and just like the taking off the mustache and everything is so good. It's it's so well made. It's like, because I think we're in a lucky position when it comes to, if design like software reach out to us and are like, hey, can you make an ad? The best way to market design software is to, I think, just make something good in that thing and show that it's possible to make something good, which is what you did. And it's like everything around it is just kind of built to draw attention to that. And I'm glad they were happy with it. They're very happy with it.
They were really happy with it.
Yeah.
Like,
they're really fun.
When I did I broke the reel into 2 parts, because I was like, I'm on SNL right now, doing this whole thing.
Yeah. This is the
golden era SNL.
Yeah.
And like I had like the first part written, but then I had no idea what to do for the second part.
Yeah.
Like I had like the sandwich shop bit written, and then I was like, how do I write the second part, but without the second part completely feeling like an ad? Yeah. Like the first part's like the soft launch into it, but then like I didn't want the second half to be a hard sell. And so then I initially had copy around like talking more about Kittle and monotype, and then I ended up taking it all out, because like the second half starts with, how do I get the word out about, and instead of like the announcement being that Kittle now has over 30 font families for monotype, a bit of like a bait and switch of, how do I get the word out about sandwiches instead.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just led more organically into it. And I didn't really know like how to like compose the shots of like when I wanted to be talking versus when I wanted to be like making it on my computer. Like that's something that I feel like people don't think about, like how I don't do this. I don't ever think about like timing and like scripting and how I want to compose certain shots
in such a short amount of time as well. It's like weirdly so hard to make one of the like a 60-second thing, because it is so quick. It is like a page of script is 90 seconds.
5 hours of filming of just like
wow. Yeah.
Like between like setting everything up and then like changing my characters, and then like I had finished everything, but then I didn't have like an outro. And so then I reset everything up again, put my outfits back on to do my outro shot of sandwiches. You can eat them with other people with all 3 characters.
Yeah.
And so that was like, that took like another like
It
hour.
was worth the effort. It was worth, I think that was I laughed out loud at that part. I really enjoyed that.
Thank
part,
you.
I have to admit.
I had to do so many takes because I was like, and then I had to like watch back the take, and I was like, how did I like, because I wanted it to be like slightly off, but I didn't want, because if you delay even just like a quarter of a second on one thing, like it's out of sync too much to where it's like,
so it's a sandwich with
that.
Yeah.
So I had, each one of those clips is probably like 5 minutes of me standing in my office going, sandwiches, you can eat them with other people, and then there's like 5 seconds and then sandwiches, you can eat them. I left.
The
and, like,
B-roll
my
of real
neighbors
footage is
can
brutal.
see straight into my house.
Yeah.
Like, and I just, all they
sandwiches.
see is me with my green screen and me going,
Yeah. And you just wonder what they think, yeah. I remember like when I used to stream at like late at night, like going into like midnight, this whole like, because my building you can kind of see, like as most apartment buildings, you can kind of see all the apartments, right? And I always wondered like at night, it's like a family area. Most people are just asleep after like 10. That you've just got this one
Not you.
apartment that is a white box of light just like beaming. Like the set, like the key lights
it's you
everywhere and
gluing
stuff.
posters on the wall like a madman.
Legit. Or I'm up there dancing to a song on the live stream being like, ah, guys, crazy. And it's like, God, what do people even think of this? But, you know, it is fun. But no, it's a killer reel. What you've got now as well, because it's like, I'm convinced, and I don't think the brands have keyed into this yet, is that sketches are the best way to promote anything, because they're just ads, and we are used to ads, and I think people shouldn't have to sit through organic content. I'm convinced they should, if you make an ad, you should know it's an ad, and it should be like an ad. And I think that's good.
Also, like, I feel like it's more engaging if it is truly like through, and I think that this is something that Kittle was very open to, like that it's it's very organic, where they truly trust the creator. And I know that's something you and I have both talked about extensively,
fucking one
of the like of, not to tie it back to Canva, authenticity, about like just not, these brands are so like pearl clutching when it comes to, I don't know, like just advertising their brand, and they really hate to let that creative control go. And it's just like, instead they're like, what if a bunch of, no offense to, you know, Gen Xers and above, but like a lot of people writing copy for like Gen Z, like you can be aware of like subtle things like that, but it's not going to work. And everyone's going to immediately swipe. And like, it's a running joke to where if you make any sort of transition in like a video or something where it feels like it might be pivoting to an ad, but it might be pivoting to something else, like people are ready to go. They're ready to either leave the video altogether or just start hitting that arrow, and they're going to like scrub through everything. So I wish brands were, I don't know, I wish they just cared more.
Yeah. It's like,
that.
I'm always like, I have got my page and my channels to a point that it is now because I've learned how to sell myself online, you know, like to show the world, like, and to brand myself in such a way that is like appealing, and trust that like what I've learned from doing that can be applied to your brand. Like, I know how to make content that is appealing about something else, and it's like, that's all I want in the briefs. Like, just give me something. Like the best kind of ad that I've made is that stills one that's still doing the rounds after 11 million fucking
I think
views.
that one and your Flow Desk one is really good.
I watched the Flirtus one when you said that you were inspired by it, and I was like,
That was like,
oh,
that's
that was a
what I
good one.
trying to
Yeah,
channel.
I was very happy with that. I wish I want to go back to making ones like that. I like doing this for the more startup brands. Like, they're fun to make. I enjoy that because I don't want to just because the Spotify one and then there's one I'm posting on Monday for Figma. Would you believe? And they both have this. I watched back the footage and there's this look behind my eyes of like. Fuck this, you know. Anyway, Figma love it. They've cleared it for the guy. You've seen it, but like there's a real like this is an ad, and we know it. We all know it. This is a bit bullshit, but I'm gonna try and do something with this. And it's like that's just what I do when I'm told. When I'm given a brief instead of given freedom, I just kind of turn it into that. It's like the YouTube video.
You have to.
Yeah, it's like. I'm happy with the new video, but like I was watching it back and it's like the brief stated show your first impressions of opening the laptop, right? And include that at the start of the video. And I'm like, I don't think anyone gives a shit. Like they're here to see me design 100 posters and for like that's what it's for. And it's like I don't like I want my ads to be so I love the like turn to camera and go, and this video is sponsored by like I make it like funny, but in like a cheesy way, like make it sketch. Yeah. But like when you have to pretend like feign authenticity of being like, you know, hey, and by the way, like I know we've just been talking about the posters, but can I talk to you about the trackpad really quickly? Like it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it's like I had to. That's
the harder thing with like the longer integrations like that, like things that exist. In case the people don't know, there are multiple kinds of integrations in YouTube videos in particular where they can sponsor like a portion of the video or they could sponsor the entirety of the video. Yeah. And the entirety of the video, much bigger paycheck.
Oh yes.
So sometimes it is worth it, but then sometimes it can really make producing the video quite difficult.
Yeah, like because they kind of own it at that point. It feels it's a weird feeling.
And then you kind of have to go, yeah, I will do what you say because you're sponsoring the whole thing, so it's kind of up to you.
It's when they start like giving notes based on your part of the video, not the sponsor part. Like that's when you realize, this is I'm not making this isn't like a small integration anymore. This is like this is directly attached to the content that I'm making, and it's like a crucial part of it all. It is the content. When it becomes the content, it's like, but I don't know. I'm going to start rethinking saying yes to something because it's a bit, like it kind of hurts a lot. Work. Yeah, it is a lot. That has been hell getting that video out. Let me tell you, nothing short of hell. But I'm glad it is up. Yes.
It's over now.
It is over now. There's one more thing I have to post. I got a YouTube community post coming out soon. But and an Instagram story, I think. I don't know. Who fucking knows? That I sent months ago because they have to, it takes 3 months to approve an Instagram story, guys, if you're wondering. But
tall order.
Oh, yeah. But it's been fine. It's been fine. But I'm just glad it's nice to be back on YouTube at least. Everyone's been very nice about the video. I've had a lot of fucking love. That was really nice.
I haven't watched it yet.
Hey,
I haven't done it.
It's short. It's a good 13 minutes. No, it's I hope you like it. It's the next one will be killer.
I'm sure I will.
The 1,000 logos will be. Wow,
I think that's
so for that.
That's going to be your Kittle reel.
Yes, that's. I watched that and I go, there's a lot of love because it's like 70% done, and I hadn't touched it in like a month or two because I had to pivot to this new video, and I watched it back the other day and I was like, oh, this is what making a YouTube video is. This is fun. Yeah. This is really like it's. Wicked. It is a bizarre video and very scary and in a intense Elliot way, and it's like it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's been a year's worth of in the making, so that'll be out before the end of the year. I'm very keen to do that. We should do a collab video. I'm now thinking.
I had that thought earlier this week. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Guys, if you have an idea.
Yeah. This is the thing. I can never. I am so bad at coming up with collaborate. I've been trying to collaborate with some 3D artists for a while. I've been trying to get back into because my goal for next year is to make because Womp. I saw you had liked this post. Womp have just announced a new feature. Womp is a free 3D browser based software.
Good stuff. I've clicked around.
lovely people who work there. I've talked to them. They're great. Fellow, I probably shouldn't, they may or may not dislike Adobe. I won't say if they do or not, but I have,
They seem very kind and
they
open
understand.
to
They
things
get it.
being free and accessible to people.
And when, Adobe launches Project Neo, which is basically WOMP, they would have,
It's so
you would
close.
expect people to have feelings about it, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But, who knows if they actually stated them. But they just released a very, very, very cool new feature, which is where you can 3D print and get it shipped to you, stuff that you make in WOMP. And
That's
I really
so
want to, I commented being like, this is sick. And they replied being like, hey, second Elliot, what do you reckon? And I was like, you read my mind.
That
And I
would
wanna
be
do
really
that.
funny.
Well, the dream for that guy is, I'm a big fan of blind boxes, which is like you get a little box and there's a character and there's 12 different poses the character could be in and you don't know which one you're going to get until you open it. And since I discovered blind boxes, I've been wanting to make a second Elliot blind box and do a limited run of those. And
That would be really funny.
that's kind of January's project, I think, at this rate. And making prototypes in WOMP makes so much sense. And but I want to make a whole video documenting it because I think that is, if I sell anything, I think the way to do it is to document the process because I think it's just much more.
Obviously.
It just
Content.
People like to, it's content, and also I think people just like to know. I think it makes you more, not give a shit about it more, but it makes you go like, oh, there was actually like a lot of thought behind this. It's not just getting a check. It's like this was actually like a fun. Because I'm like, I love the idea of everyone having a little second Elliot on the desk. Like, there's some things everyone you've got everyone's got Elliot
clothed?
online. He would not be clothed. He doesn't have clothes in his universe. That's
what I was. I didn't know if
the
that
concept of clothes doesn't exist.
You wanted to put him into our universe.
He will have like a
in the
censored area. It will be much more detailed, I'll say that, than he is.
Okay,
Maybe the mystery edition, he'll have genitalia. Wouldn't that be awesome, everyone? Wouldn't you love that guy?
Fucking crazy.
You have a 1 in 400
like,
chance of getting an explicit second Elliot. That'd be.
It's like
hilarious.
the fucking crazy frog.
Mm.
That's
I'd rip it straight
Elliot.
from that. I would screenshot that and model it based off that. Oh, wouldn't that be a fun thing to include in the video? God, there's an idea.
He has
there.
been censored. Crazy frog has gone woke.
Can't believe they woke
I
him.
know.
It's so sad.
God.
But no, it's just like there's a lot of cool stuff. I've got some. The ideas are coming back. I'm feeling creative again. It's nice. It's good. Even that Figma reel that I sent you, I didn't like it at first, and then I watched it back and I was like, it's actually
I think you were being a little hard on yourself.
Yeah. I was like, oh no,
it
actually,
was funny, and I don't know. I wasn't seeing the lifeless feel that you think that you had.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
You're
That's like the
self-critical.
thing is when you're working on stuff like that, where it's like written by you, filmed by you, edited by you. You're like,
oh yeah,
dude, I suck.
Because like I had 6 minutes, I think, to record, because that took a while to get approved. And when it got approved, it basically was like, you have to make this now. And I had 6 minutes before I had to leave the house, so I had to record the script in 6 minutes, and I just sat down, put the camera up, and just fucking went for it. And I think it brings a really bizarre energy into it. I love doing things in a very short timer. It's quite fun, actually. You get really really weird energy. Yeah. I love a sprint. I saw a great slideshow on Instagram of someone documenting their university journey of just like, hello, it's 5 days. I'm 5 days late to submit an essay. So let me talk to you about what I'm going to do from like my day-to-day life from now, knowing that I have to submit this essay. And like, it just took me straight back to uni where it was like, day one, went to the library, did nothing, went home, was because I was embarrassed, couldn't do anything. And then I just lied down for the rest of the day. That happened like 4 days in a row. And then on the fifth day, it's like, it was like, it's 1 a.m. I don't know what just happened in the last 4 hours, but the entire essay is done. And I was like, I have been there so many times where just I don't know, it gets late enough when I handed in an English assignment 14 days after the due date. And I knew it had to be done for 14 days. I knew every day. I was like, I would try and get it done. And I just never did. And then I just did on that 14th day. And I couldn't, it just happened. And it's like, I'm really glad I'm medicated. Is what I'll say.
It all comes back to that.
Yeah. It is a nice feeling. But yeah, it's just cool to be getting stuff done. I'm happy. We should definitely I'm really keen actually on the idea of a collab.
We got to figure something out.
Because we know each other so well now that I don't know if that adds another layer to, it'd be.
I think it does.
I wish you could do collab videos on YouTube like you can on Instagram. We could attribute it to both channels. That could be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
George.
Meow, 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 meow.
He's on a mission to find like hair ties. That's what he likes playing with, even though he shouldn't play with them because they're not safe for cats. But he always finds them on my desk, so it's fine.
I think George wants to be put in a hair tie. I think a little ponytail or something.
He just has an affliction for eating random things, so I don't trust him with any sort of rubber band, small string-like thing. He just might eat it, so I don't let him even play with it, and it doesn't stop him from trying.
Yeah.
So
if there's a will, there's a way with those cats.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing will stop George from getting what he wants. He will get there. Anyway, guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Kelliot. My name is Kel.
And my name is Elliot, and we are designers who care. Glad we got to that in the first half hour this week. Yeah, that was nice.
Half hour in.
That was nice.
We're
doing it.
I mean, I guess we kind of already talked about what we did this week. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll do a real quick shout out actually. Do you mind?
Yeah.
If I just say thank you for 159 members over on the Patreon. 100. We eclipsed 150 this 150.
Week.
We hit 150, which is wild. Yeah. It's pretty sick. So thank you all so much. We had a incredibly I would say personal episode of Kelliot, of Unmeta Kelliot, the bonus episode series.
It was a very vulnerable episode.
It was a very vulnerable episode. It was quite lovely though. It feels like a safe space over there just to get vulnerable. Yeah, but it's the I would say it's the queer episode if you were expecting one, because we have talked about doing it and it wasn't intentionally meant to be that, and then it ended up being.
Yeah.
For the last 40 minutes. It's a long one. It's like an hour and 40. It's crazy.
I feel like it was probably for the best for it to be maybe behind the paywall for now.
Definitely.
Just I don't know. Scary times.
Safety reasons it feels right.
Yeah. So, but if you want to see that, it is a really good episode. Especially if you are a little gay. It's a good episode for you. So highly recommend. And there's a lot of other really good episodes that we have there if you want a little extra moment.
Yeah, it's a good time. And we're going to be getting back into our regular fortnightly bonus episodes as well now that I am back from holiday. And God, I'd love to go back on holiday. But that's just, turns out life isn't a holiday the whole time. Turns out you have to work a little bit. Turns out you have to use the Lenovo Slim 7, the yoga... fuck, man.
You could use Kittle with over 30 new fonts from Monotype on your Lenovo.
Buy the stuff we're shipping. Please, do it.
We need the numbers.
We need them. Please comment. No, you actually don't have to. They've been... getting comments a lot. Yeah. It's actually quite good doing for engagement wise, doing returning to YouTube, as I think half of the comments on my video are just welcome back or yay is back, and it boosts all the numbers up for the stats. Okay, sick. It's a 2 of 10. I couldn't believe it. It's a 2 of 10.
The hard thing about coming back to YouTube after not posting on it for a catastrophically long period of time is that when you look at the video rankings, you're up against your videos from 2-3 years ago. The bangers. And so I'm having to completely ignore. I'm no, don't pay attention to those because they don't count.
Legit. I think I'm up against videos. I think I've only posted 10 videos in the last 2 years. So I'm up against ones before I blew up. So it looks good against all. I'm I've posted 4 videos since I truly hit 100K plus, which is bizarre. That I'm very good at not capitalizing on momentum. I'm very good at just getting overwhelmed by things going up and going, I'm working.
The momentum
just refreshing your stats. It really does. It did it on Instagram. It did it on YouTube. But we are so back. I guess. It's
I
a
think
good
it
time.
was. I think it's the kelliot of it all. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
It's so kelliot.
Guys, we got to thank Canva. It all comes out to Canva.
Truly, seriously. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was this year.
Yeah, I know. This year has been.
We didn't know each other in February, guys. I need you all to appreciate that. We had never talked voice to voice before. Only
We have known of each other.
Yeah, we've known of each other. The text would be me being like, "Is this cool enough?" Send. That's what it was for a long time. It's been a journey.
It's true.
Been a journey. Yeah, but we did it.
I think it's fun.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
It's great fun. I'm so glad it's a thing. I can't wait for us to do live shows. I should visit Portland next year. That would be fun.
Oh yeah,
because I'm doing I will be in the US next year for at least some of the year. Yeah, that's something to think about.
I think a live show just in general would be really cool.
Yeah.
Do you mean like us filming together in person or like in front of a live studio audience?
I think kelliot in front of a live. Well, both. Yeah, I think definitely. I think the best episode we'll ever record will probably be us in person. I mean, the episode we did for the Australian Design Radio, which was a little half-an-hour chat that we did, was incredibly fluid considering we'd never done a podcast before. We were in
an absolute state of delusion.
Yeah, exactly. Which I do think helps, like with a podcast recording experience. But it is like incredible. We're at a point now where I would say this is very easy to just jump on and say whatever. But like it can be hard.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I think about the Canva conference every few days. Like it was just everything around it, everything leading up to it, the state of emergency that we existed in for like 24 hours.
Oh, working at the bar the night before, making like... Also, that hotel they put us up in, they put like...
Nice.
Every celebrity in there.
Nice.
I could have one
It
West
is the
Hollywood.
nicest hotel. I get their email still, and I'm like, girl, I can't afford to stay here. I don't know.
I was like, I don't think anyone pays to stay. I think everyone's getting paid.
I think
to
it's
stay
all
there.
comped stuff.
Because I recognize I see people like other like comedians, especially like posting like doing a show in LA, and they're in one of the rooms there, and I'm like, well, I guess it's close to that big comedy venue in LA now that I think. The Comedy Store, I think maybe. Isn't that? I don't know. The Laugh Factory? I got no idea. There's
a
comedy
couple
place
over there.
Yeah. So I guess it's like local. But it is... we didn't even get to check out the pool or the gym or anything. That's what it's all for. It's a wellness center.
I wish we had one more day there.
That would have been nice if they did that.
Yeah.
Fuck Canva for this.
It is like $800 a night there. Like it is the nicest hotel I've ever stayed at. Like it was so nice.
I had 2 beds, guys. I had 2 beds to myself.
I had a Cow King. It was wonderful.
That's all I wanted. I was like, cool, but I was like, this is just lonely now.
I slept in the middle of the bed. Like dead center.
That was a fun time. Canva that was a good little time.
It was really fun. Genuinely. Canva, guys, please have us back next year. We'll do an even crazier panel.
I forget that they might actually invite us back next year. There's a genuine possibility that we might be going back. I should not book anything from May then.
Guys, we could do kelliot live at Canva.
People would so get into that. That's the thing, we could just speak at conferences as kelliot live now.
Yeah.
And see, we are like so far ahead of the
guys.
No one understands.
We get Martin. Come on, Martin.
Martin, come on. Should we do our song of the week?
Oh yeah.
Before we get into the meat of the episode?
40 minutes in. That's fine.
If you guys just check out the chapters, they're all we get
they're
it.
all there.
They are there. I care a lot about the chapters. We should pay someone to do the chapters.
Let's see.
I've got one. My song of the week is going to be it's a song by, I don't think I've recommended the Sundays before. Maybe I have, maybe not. Maybe it was the first ever song of the week. Who knows? But I'm going to recommend the song I Feel by the Sundays, which is a new Sundays song that I have not heard before. It is a very good song to just get you in a good mood. It's lovely. It's very, it's got a real like end of movie kind of vibe where you're just like staring at the sunset or something and go, hey, maybe things are going to work out. It's one of those kind of songs that's really nice, really motivating and uplifting, and I really enjoy it. It's got by far one of the worst album arts I've ever seen. It's it's quite horrific. It's a freaky looking doll. The type is kind of cool, but the doll is just a lot. And but great band, the Sundays. Anyway, that's my recommendation.
All right. I think my song is going to be Slugger by Sasami, who I have turned a page on. I used to really not like her music, but I like her music now.
Nice.
She's changed directions.
Yeah.
I saw her live once and I was really off-put by her presence. And it kind of like turned me off for a long time. Yeah. It was when she opened for Snail Mail, and I really liked Snail Mail until I saw her. And then I was like, I'm sorry that I'm here, because I felt like I was really inconveniencing her.
Yeah. What an awful feeling to have.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
Do you remember the beef that Snail Mail had with Phoebe Bridgers?
No, I haven't heard. I used to love Snail Mail back in the day, but I haven't. Was this recent beef, or was it back in the? Because when did what was that great?
It
Snail Mail
was
album?
like within the past 3 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
It was when
Lush was a great album.
Great album. I have it on vinyl.
Great songs.
So Snail posted on, I don't know Snail Mail's pronouns. I apologize if I am misgendering. I genuinely don't know that.
Based on the Spotify, I would say she, her.
Okay.
And I know her by mail. This is the joke I was going to show you.
Miss Mail. So Snail posted on her Instagram story. Girls who write are like bisexual girls who write about their boyfriends for profit. I can't remember what. Hold on. Man.
Gail!
Bridger's beef.
My God, there's a snail plushie that you can buy. That's so cool.
Okay, so Snail posted.
Yes.
Women who write about women solely for profit, post a pic of your boyfriend tag. Go. And then shortly after, Phoebe Bridgers posts a picture of her and Paul Mescal on her Instagram story.
Yeah.
That's the end of the beef.
Sorry, say that again.
So
I got caught up with this Snail Mail plushie that I've been looking at.
Okay,
really
do you want me to read the story again?
Yeah, say it one more time.
So Snail Mail posted on her Instagram story, women who write about women solely for profit, post a pic of your boyfriend tag. Go.
Oh. And then Phoebe posts.
And then
Paul
Phoebe
Mescal.
very shortly after that posted the picture of her and Paul Mescal.
Wow.
And that is, I remember seeing that in real time.
Yeah.
And yep.
Wait, is that a dig at how? Because you're just doing what the thing said, you know. So accepting is
well,
Phoebe
it's
accepting?
a weird slight towards bisexual people of the classic, particularly toward femme people who are bisexual, who are not really bisexual because they're dating a man type of thing.
Yes.
So
yes.
I can't remember Snail Mail's real name. Snail. It was just kind of saying that, like, you know, you write so much about like sapphic romance and women, but you're dating a man.
Yes.
So you're writing about them allegedly for profit, which is a very weird and myopic view of bisexuality. But, you know, snail away. But yeah, that was... I think I unfollowed Snail Mail after that because I was like, "Girl, get your shit together."
Yeah, that's not.
Like, this is crazy. And between that and like when I saw her live, it was one of the worst concerts I've ever been to. One of the worst shows I've ever been to, because she was just like, I fucking hate playing music live. I hate touring. And I'm like,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's like when a stand-up comedian goes like, "Oh, you guys just don't get it tonight," or something like that. And you're like, "Well, we're trying. Like we haven't. It's not like we haven't been trying. Like we're still
feeding off
here."
your energy, man.
Yeah, legit. It's like, don't admit it. When you admit it, it makes it worse. Like God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
It was rough.
That is tough.
But yeah, so Sami opened for Snail Mail on that tour. It's also where I discovered Choir Boy. I don't know if the people know Choir Boy. I love Choir Boy.
Yeah.
Actually, can I change my song of the week to a Choir Boy song?
No.
I'm going to.
No. I've already written it down.
Guys,
I don't write
if you don't know Choir Boy, they have not put out music in 4 years.
Oh man.
4 years. But yeah, I really do quite enjoy them.
Great album arts.
Yeah, they also opened for Snail Mail.
Yeah.
And they also opened for Sasami because Snail Mail had 2 openers.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like completely blown away.
Yeah.
By Choir Boy. Like, it's like if you, I hate comparing them in this manner, but if you like the Smiths, sans the Nazism, I don't know. It's very like 80s synth. I don't know. I'm
New
not good at
wave?
describing. Sure.
Yeah.
I really like it though. I've seen Choir Boy a couple times and I really just enjoy them.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So I think my song, I will add, is a song off of Passive with Desire, which came out in 2016. It's a song called Hellmouth. And I was really into this song leading up to the start of the pandemic. And then Gathering Swans came out, I think like the summer of 2020. And so it's very like in my mind, it's like that album, Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers and Folklore by Taylor Swift. Like those albums all came out within like a month of one another. And there's also Notes on a Conditional Form by the 1975. They all came out like within a month. We were eating good. We were eating real good. But yeah, I'll do Hellmouth by Choir Boy.
I once thought, speaking of bands with 2 openers, I once thought Faye Webster, when I saw Faye Webster, had 2 openers, but then I realized that when it says 6 p.m. doors are not a band. That is when the doors open.
Elliot, no.
I was like, we gotta get there early to see Doors.
This act is getting around. They are at every single show.
I was like, oh, so the Doors is a band, and now Doors is playing, and that was tough. That was a tough.
That's brilliant.
Realization.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, because I was like, Faye Webster is big enough to have 2 openers. It makes sense. Wrong.
Who opened?
And Faye
for?
was okay. I forgot who opened for Faye, but they were very good. That
I'm
was
very neutral on Faye Webster.
I used to love Faye Webster, and then I saw the concert, and it was just when one of her songs truly popped off on TikTok, and everyone was there for that song, and that was the first time I've been to a concert where I think I realized like, oh, everyone's here for the TikTok song, and I was there for the classics. I was there for Johnny, and it was
like a real fan.
Yeah, like a real, I've been a fan since 2016. And I was like, damn, that's a shame. But
that sucks.
And she played into it, which I think is fair. Like, you get the new fan, like she's blown up a lot. But it's just hard seeing people. Yeah, it's really hard seeing people forget about the original fans. I don't care, guys. Don't worry. It was fine. It was a good time. But it was packed by the time we got there, so we had shit seats, which is a shame. Well, shit standing area. Anyway. Hey, I don't have a font of the week. I think I'm going to admit it. I think I'm out of fonts of the week. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'll bear the burden.
The well is dry.
I will do Noia. Haas Grotesque. Because I don't think we've had that one.
I think Burrs had that one. I think I checked in the description.
No, Emma, no. Rude.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember.
There's only so many fonts. There's so much more music than fonts, everyone. You have to understand.
What the frick? Okay.
I used, I want to say, I think I used Inter for the the most boring font
Okay.
for the Figma design, because it is the Figma font. And it was kind of fun.
All right.
I think I used Inter.
I can get behind it. Let me
Did the
load
job.
my... It's one of the fonts that I used in my Kittle flyer.
What? Cooper
What's
Black?
it called? Kunstler? I hate that.
Is it one of the new Monotype 30 fonts?
Kunstler. Kunstler
Okay.
script.
Nice.
It's just a script. So I'll do that.
Fuck yeah. I'll do it too.
Woo! All right. Now to get into the main thing that we wanted to talk about today.
Let's save it for the next episode.
You do? You wanna save it?
No, we'll do it.
Okay.
It's topical. It's good.
Yeah. Guys, Jaguar has new branding, and everybody has to feel some way about it.
Guys, we all love the car Jaguar.
You know, we all drive one. That's just me and my Jag.
My Jaguar.
I was unaware. It's a video I want to do, like for YouTube, of how everybody turns into like an old racist boomer when it comes to a brand rebranding, and people just like don't know how to act correctly. And
it's weird, isn't it? It's just it's awful.
Like graphic designers become the most insufferable people. Like they're like, here's actually why it's brilliant, and it's like the other half is like, branding is dead.
I saw a thread that said top 10 worst redesigns of all time, posted on the day of Jaguar. The thumbnail was Jaguar, and it had 200,000 likes. And I was like, why are we just... you can just say anything and everyone will jump on it. It's like, let's have a thing.
Unqualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. I hate that we live in a time where everybody feels the need that they have to share their opinion on everything all the time, and everybody needs to have an opinion on something all the time, particularly when it comes to brand stuff. People really like act insane. Like that, I was unaware that so many people were so attached to Chobani yogurt when they rebranded. Be for real. Get a grip, guys. Come back down to earth.
It's fucking yogurt.
You're floating away.
You're still gonna buy it.
And I think for graphic designers, a lot of them are taught in school in particular that there are these big rebrands that have happened that were catastrophic failures. So we need to not do that. And it's like, I think a lot of times when brands have like a catastrophic failure of a rebrand, I feel like a lot of the times it's not as serious as people think. And I think it's everybody deeply overreacting to something.
For sure.
I remember writing something and like reading a whole thing on like the Tropicana rebrand of like the mid 2000s as like this big, you do not want to be Tropicana during this rebrand. And then like I remember looking at the brand and I'm like, Are you guys being for real right now? Like, the packaging changed, sure, but it wasn't like I don't know.
I have seen that rebrand in like a compilation video of worst rebrand.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
that's right. It's this. They got rid of the fruit. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. People just act insane all the time, and like, sure, they have like maybe some numbers to like back up why it failed, but I feel like there's so many other things that have like an impact on sales and numbers and stuff. But yeah, needless to say, I saw some really crazy opinions on the Jaguar rebrand. Some people saying it's great. Some people saying it's fine. Some people saying it's the death of all cool logos. And I just want to say, I had a tweet that went viral a couple months ago about how the sanitization of things, particularly in the brand sphere, tend to be in the same line as our trajectory towards global fascism. And people were booing. They were tomatoing me. They hated Jesus because he told the truth. And I think like this is kind of like the same thing, but people don't actually want to think about why this is just like the general trend. And it is just kind of like how the pendulum swings with aesthetics. Also, a lot of people who owned these like legacy brands, so like your Balmain, your Burberry, Louis Vuitton, like all your like big luxury brands, Chanel, the initial like founder or like the founding group, they have since died. So and like same thing with like car brands, like a lot of the original people who like started these car brands have since moved on, and so I think it's an opportunity that a lot of brands take to like go in a different direction.
Yeah, the Jaguar they based the brand on, they unfortunately had to put it down as it got too old.
Yeah.
That's
you got to send them to a farm upstate.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it yet, just go Google
Jaguar.
it.
And don't look up the Jacksonville Jaguars. You'll be very disappointed.
Do not do that.
Do not, as a fan. It's very it's because I think the interesting thing with the rebrand is it came with this video, which I think a lot of people are talking about as well, which is kind of because they didn't reveal it's like it's a choice.
The Nathan
what they
Fielder
did.
thing of hope you're hungry for nothing.
Yeah, it's like there's no car, and I thought that was the surprising thing because I thought they were going to do. They're teasing some kind of new car, and they're doing the rebranding as part of it, as they've posted more on their Instagram. But the video, like looking at the comments on the Instagram thing, I do like the one of, is this a skincare company now? I did think that was like quite astute. There's people going saying it is this is what happens when woke, which I still can't believe is a take
classic.
being thrown around.
People use that earnestly.
Because this is a huge, like it's even like going from like seeing something like the PayPal rebrand, which was such a nothing, such a like the more classic going into minimalist. This is very like futurist almost, which is what surprised me. Like it's quite bizarre, the whole thing, while still being that minimal. Like the type is very minimal and very like, I don't know.
Yes.
There'll be a document that backs up each of the bloody curves on each of the letters and all that shit. But it is. I'm surprised at how much people care about this one specifically. I didn't think Jaguar was.
I was unaware this many people drove Jaguars who feel
it's got
personally
17
invested.
million followers on Instagram. Jaguar, and they've deleted every post except 3. Why do we do this? You don't have to delete everything to make it a rebrand.
Sorry.
No.
Speak.
I was just going to say the way they've been responding to the comments has been my favorite thing in all this, where they have been actively responding to comments, and when people go, "What the fuck is this?" they respond with the Renaissance, and that's kind of like all they'll say. And they go, "You'll figure out why soon." Like it's such like a. It's like a weird, like high status position.
Check back in 6 months and see how you feel.
But there is like a weird underlying fear of like, oh God, but like I'm being told, like the social media manager's like, it's the Renaissance, haha. That's what we've been told to say, and then they just kind of move on. Like it's not said with the confidence that I think they intended it to. I would hate to work at Jaguar right now. Holy shit! But it's
I want to know who did it before I say something.
Someone claimed it on Twitter, but it wasn't. I think they were just doing it for engagement, as some people like to do.
Yeah.
But why does every company think that the future is gay? Jaguar just pulled down their pants and took a dump on their own brand. Owned.
God, who? I'm not finding it.
No, they haven't posted anything about it. I don't think there will be a document. I'm very curious to see what the car will look like.
Okay, my opinion, if I may. Oh my God! Do not look on Reddit. Holy shit!
Oh no!
People are.
God.
Why doesn't it have a Jaguar? If it's called Jaguar, why does it not have a Jaguar in the logo?
It's called Jaguar. We know what it's called.
Yes, it's like my least favorite thing. It's the example I use when like people don't understand graphic design. It is the example I always point to as something that pisses me off. is when a basketball team has a basketball in the logo. I know it's a basketball team. You don't need to tell me this is not high school sports.
Yeah.
Okay? These are like becoming legacy brands at this point. So we need to stop pretending everybody has like the brain of like a toddler and like just use a little bit more context clues here. Be a little bit creative. But I guess like the thing that I don't understand is the initial campaign video. I think that's the only thing I really didn't like.
Yeah.
I think the logo itself, it's quite nice.
I don't mind it at all.
I think it would look quite nice on the dash of a car.
Yeah.
The other two images that they posted on Instagram look very sleek. I like the kind of like futurist twist that it has on it. The campaign video feels completely different to me. It doesn't feel like it is in line with, I don't know, the rest of the messaging. Like they say they're pulling back on like the number of cars that they're producing. They're moving into like EVs. So the thing that I guess like I'm missing in the campaign video is that the campaign video, I don't want you guys to hate me for what I'm about to say. Feels extremely millennial.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It reminds me of a popular branding agency. I won't say who.
Oh.
We were talking about this.
Yes, yeah, I know. Now
call.
I see it. I do see it as well. Yeah, to me it feels like they just like kind of asked like an agency to, like they pitched it, like the people, I don't know, whoever are running Jaguar were like, we are like changing the game. We are going to completely do the most original thing, and we need.
And then they gave us
a
like Target ad.
Yeah, right. Like it's like an AI's interpretation of future, never before seen kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When it doesn't really do any of like anything of what is being considered revolutionary in like any kind of marketing.
No.
Like it's very, it's just. It was an odd choice, and
I feel like it could have been really cool. I feel like the messaging is very mixed, just from like a branding perspective. Like I don't get what they're selling through their initial ad, and I don't need a hard sell. I don't like a hard sell, but I do like a narrative. I do like storytelling, and this campaign video feels like it could have been like a scrap idea for like 200 other brands. This could have been a Sephora ad. This could have been an Old Navy ad. This could have been like so many things, and they're like copy nothing, and I'm like, really? Because this is literally like the most 2015 millennial shit I've seen in like a decade.
Copy
like
nothing is a bold statement to make. Like, and everyone, the more you add, just delete ordinary, like all this kind of
the
stuff.
Paint across, like all of like these colored, like seamless, these like all of this, like the color seamless backdrops. Everybody's wearing a single color. It's like this is the shit like I was pitching in high school when I thought it was like revolutionary.
Yeah.
Again, I like the logo, but the rest of it feels like incredibly dated, millennial, like garb. Like it feels very tacky to me, and I feel like for what Jaguar is pushing towards, it doesn't make any sense. Like this looks like it could be an ad for like Project Runway.
Yeah, look, you can take the text off of that and put any other text on it, and there's nothing that says what it's just so
you would have
like
no idea.
Exactly, they said it was just an old campaign that someone else just rebranded for Jaguar. Like it's because like I get the I look at the old Jaguar logo and it looks like the fucking Puma logo with the same like the animal and shit, and then it looks like every other like kind of luxury car brand. I guess I get that they're trying to kind of stand out, probably appeal to a different market. There's probably like something going on in the luxury car market that I don't know.
They're not buying those cars because they're poor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like
it's
things
an
are
old
changing.
people car.
It reflects, I imagine, the changing times. That their data probably reflects the need to rebrand. But like I would like to see when brands do something like this to just back up, like, because I like the whole like the bold statements and shit. Like I like this sense of it, but there's this kind of it's not quite, it needs to be, you need to nail it. You need to nail it if it's going to work. And the brand pride of believing that we are genuinely doing something new, because everyone's saying that they're doing something new. You need to back it up with actually doing something new to make a campaign like that. And also, you probably need to show the car while you're doing it. Like, show what you're actually doing to back it up and not just tease it, because it's like, they could come out with the most amazing new car. Who knows? We have no idea. But it's like,
nothing is alluded to in the teaser. Like there's literally such little substance, and like you could have even danced around for multiple promo videos without showing a car. But if it had something of substance that kind of told you where they're going, like anything, like they have like this hint of what's their little December 2nd, 2024 Miami. Like these images already look like, these look really nice, but they also look completely different from the other campaign. Just like the vibe of them. Like I just feel like this was like, you could have really done something cool.
yeah.
And there's just no narrative, I guess, is what.
No.
Like, not at all. Nothing.
If you're trying to present that you're like truly changing the game with a car that's going to copy nothing and be the most original thing as well.
Show, don't tell.
That's it. Why are you attaching this amazingly original car with and completely maximalist, over the top, like
dated,
loud color, blah blah blah? Like, don't combine them. Like, let the car, let it speak for itself. Let just show, be okay with that. And yeah, it just feels like they're trying to package in way too much. And like, I mean, I appreciate it when things try to be bold and try and be cool and try and do something new and exciting, but it's just like, it's just falls into the whole, like, everyone's saying the new and exciting, so we have to be even bigger, and then they just went the other way, the opposite end. But I do like the logo. I have to.
I like the logo.
I don't like what they've done to the Instagram logo with the weird gradient on top of below. I think it looks like a
mistake. Looks like a Colgate toothpaste.
And it's another issue of like, the username is Jaguar. We don't need to see the type in the profile pic. I mean, it's the same. I think the greatest marketing.
The Jaguar icon, I think they still could have kept it as like an alternate
profile picture.
It doesn't need to be like the main logo,
because we see it's on the car, like it is there, like they're going to still use it. And like, I think one of the best things that I learned about marketing, at least through posting YouTube videos, is to not put the title of the YouTube video in the thumbnail, to have them complement each other. And like, it frustrates me seeing like brands do shit like this where the Jaguar logo is in the thing and it's already there. You've got it in the username. You have the opportunity to start attaching a symbol to the name. Like, that's a great opportunity to get, like, you're only ever going to see the profile picture with the name. So start getting the consumer's mind attached to the new logo. And instead it's Jaguar. We don't need that.
Also, the actual icon is so small on people's phones. Why would you put a line of text in there and then with like the weird toothpaste packaging red behind
like Colgate.
it?
It looks
it
so
looks like
the
actual toothpaste I use.
Yes, right.
It really doesn't look good, and like, I don't know. I can tell that, like, from a couple of the articles that I've looked through, like, it's like they are going for a diversity angle. And I just feel like it's kind of a common thing in rebrands where we're like, no, we're actually cool and good. We're hip and modern. We have people of color on our team. But it's like, when you're kind of doing it in this manner, it feels like you're more so just using them as promo material and not like including them in any sort of narrative. Like, if you're trying to push like a diversity rebrand or something, like, talk about how you have like an all black like car designing team, or you're doing something to where you're actually diversifying the internal parts of Jaguar instead of just like using a diverse set of models in your one really poorly directed dated ad campaign. I don't know, like, it feels very shallow.
It feels like they
And
paid like a consultancy firm to just do it. Be like, we want to appeal like we're more diverse, and they go, all right, we're gonna figure out
just hire
campaign.
a bunch of diverse models and then put them in the worst.
And then they have to fucking cop all the hate as well because they've done an awful job. Of, like, it's just like, it is a bizarre. Who is it? They only follow one account. Who the hell are they following?
Who are they following?
Oh, Jaguar Racing, which has kept the old logo. They haven't even updated that. There you go.
That's really
yeah.
I'm skimming through this Guardian article.
Yeah, I'm looking at their website now because they've got some stills that actually look quite interesting when they use the logo overlaid on like there's a slow motion shot. It looks good over certain things, but the one that pisses me off is the painting. The painting doesn't match the vibe.
That's bad.
Oh, the weird like grungy texture of the paint going like what? Like huh?
It's
what?
It's so painfully
and who is this
dated.
Man? Yeah, legit.
It looks like that God, what's that Ben Stiller movie?
Oh, yeah. The Zoolander.
Zoolander. Yeah, thank you. This looks. That's what this is. This looks like Zoolander.
Legit, yeah.
If they did a collab with Project Runway, 10 to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just hate this styling of stuff, man. Like, it was dated when it started to become like a style, like when I was in high school, and then now it's like. Also, another thing I just noticed in like the opening, not the opening shot, the second shot when they start walking out of this elevator.
Yeah.
The person on the left in yellow.
Let me pull it back up.
What? The thing that is around their waist is, if this was presented on Drag Race.
Yes.
They would be read to absolute filth for the lumpy, poorly crafted, like, it looks very rushed.
It's asymmetrical. It's the one side on the right is just kind of sticking up. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like, I just have to like keep toggling back and forth to it.
I'm doing the same thing. It's like a Pantone ad.
Oh my God, no. Maybe that's why I also hate it.
The color of the year will be a Pantone sponsored thing. Color of the year will be a Jaguar sponsored thing. That'd be
wow.
That'd be funny. When do they announce that? I hate the Pantone.
Oh my God. Like, it's kind of shocking. Like, like all the models themselves, they're all Gorgina. Like, I really hate that they are probably the ones who are taking some of the more direct fall for this stuff.
You guys should go back to what made Jaguar great. Build classy British cars that are so unique and beautiful that no one cares they are unreliable. That's the formula.
No one cares. That's funny as hell, man. Let me go to their select a market. United States. Okay. Can I go now? I want to see your website.
1920. It's been 100. Wild that they didn't do this in the 100-year anniversary. Can I just say as well? Their 102-year anniversary. They're doing this.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, since 1935. Never mind. No. These comments of talking shit.
Oh my God. Jaguar is collaborating with a collective of original creators across the arts, exploring new perspectives, challenging boundaries. Okay, but what does that mean though when it comes to this? Are these the creators? Are these the people? They just happen to hire a bunch of people to collaborate with who can absolutely serve. Yeah, this painting clip is pretty.
It's so.
There's sound playing.
Oh no. Yeah, the painting one hurts. The painting one hurts. And are they on a planet? Is that where they're on a distant planet or something?
Like, what does copy nothing mean? What does that mean?
There's a brand called Nothing, which is, I think, what they make phones and things like that. I think they came out and changed their logo to look like the new Jaguar logo, and in
That's
their bio
really
they said
funny.
copy Jaguar, which I thought was that's great. Now that's how you capitalize on that kind of stuff.
That's brilliant.
That was a very good move. There you go. They changed it back as well, but that was very brief, but a very smart little dig.
Yeah.
Like how, we'll be capitalizing on this momentum by titling this video our thoughts on the Jaguar redesign, even though the first 15 minutes we talk about our weeks. Yes, legit. With the new thumbnail
That's
structure.
me posing right now.
I was going to say we should start doing thumbnail poses. It makes it a lot easier.
The scrubbing through a video to find a thumbnail because I was doing. Oh my god! I am so sorry I left you to do that.
No. Doing it for the other person is always, I can always do it for myself so easy, and then I'm like, I don't want, like, I'm like, what? Will you care which face I choose of you?
I have so many screenshots of all of the guests where I'm like, would they like this one?
Yeah.
Do you think they would maybe like this one?
Yeah, I still feel the same.
Humiliating.
Yeah, and then I just ended up with a few where it was like, I'll be like, I'll look like I'm in, and then Kel's being like, what's this guy doing? And I'm like, that's, I'm like, that'll be, and then I changed that because I was like, it was getting old. It was, anyway, Jaguar, guys. I've bought a car. I've bought a Jaguar in exciting news as well.
Yeah, it was the rebrand that did it for you, didn't it? You saw that and you're like, right now, I need to go buy a Jaguar.
Oh, I had to. They've never. Well, people are also saying it's like, what a smart marketing move. No one's ever talked about Jaguar more in the history of Jaguar. And like, I don't know if that's ever really intended. I watch it and I go, I think this was, they thought this would kill. I hate to admit it. I don't think they thought it would get outrage, at least this much outrage. But bold move if they did an intentional collective outrage move. I don't think that works. I think that just tarnishes someone's name. I really don't think it does work. And with like a legacy brand like that would be a crazy, crazy, legit, right? Like surely not. I would really like to know who did it. Yeah, I would also. It'll be one of the big ones. You would hope, right? Like if it's did it. It would not surprise me. And it still amazes me how Pentagram can claim ownership of things and people will then like jump on board and go, oh no, I get it now because Pentagram did it. It must be good. Many such cases. They might have. If I had to guess, if I'm like thinking about like big brand, trusting rebrand with big agency, I'm going Pentagram. Yeah. Like it's... Oh, my groceries are ready to be picked up. So I'm really lost with it. And it wouldn't surprise me if Pentagram was the mastermind behind that, because that's kind of what they do now. Can you think of like a rebrand, at least, I don't know, in recent times that got this level of I guess virality, but in a good way? I don't think it's possible for that to actually happen. I don't think people celebrate redesigns. Maybe one of your YouTube videos redesigning logos. They get more attention than any positive redesign. People are like, why don't you do those videos anymore? And I'm like, do you have any idea the comments that I have to filter out of those videos? You don't, because you don't see the comments, but I have to have such aggressive word filters in my YouTube comments because of those videos in particular. Like, I get the most heinous shit in those comments, and that's why I don't do them anymore. Okay, it inherently offers want to kill myself. Yeah, there's like something to compare, so people feel obliged to say, I like the old one better at the minimum, and then it just goes up. Like, it's like you've tarnished the brand forever. Yeah. It's a YouTube video. And people are like, and then relax. I make like a couple like offhand comments, like in my redesigning car logos video. Now's the time to do a sequel. I made a comment about how I hate Elon Musk, and everybody's like, wait, what's wrong with Elon Musk? And this was years ago when I did that video, and I'm like, how did you guys not see right through his bullshit? I came to enjoy a lovely video about my favorite car logo being redesigned, and I'm being told and with then what you politics Tesla? Musk. What's wrong with Tesla? I love Tesla. I love my Tesla. Okay, well, enjoy your exploding car. Tesla Leave very modern and cool. Enjoy your weird motion thing that some Uber drivers forget to turn off, and I get car sick in the back. Enjoy the trunk that cuts your fingers off. Okay.
Enjoy that when your car gets in an accident, firefighters can't put it out. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that we are at this point in time. I can't think of a rebrand that was really successful, but there have been really good evolutions of brands over time.
Yeah, it takes time.
I think one that sticks out to me, and this might not even be a brand that you know. Do you know American Eagle?
I just saw that. That's the Pentagram did it, right?
It's not even that.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of
ago.
American Girl. My bad. I just saw American Girl.
You heard American and you're like,
oh, yes, I just
Abercrombie
I
is
know
an
American
interesting.
Yeah.
Abercrombie has been an interesting rebrand. I feel like we could do a whole video on that. But like 12 years ago, if I had to guess, American Eagle, and maybe it was a little bit before, I don't know, they launched a second brand called Aerie.
Okay.
Aerie. And it was their, because like American Eagle was like kind of starting to fall out of fashion.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of like the bargain brand version of like Hollister Abercrombie. Like they were like a little bit friendlier, more attainable. They were not as expensive as Abercrombie and Hollister, but in like my time in America, that was like, it was really like Abercrombie and then Hollister. Like they were really like the brands to wear. And American Eagle was just like, hey, because they weren't as like sexy and cool as Abercrombie and Hollister were. But I think one thing that really saved them was launching this second brand, Aerie, and they focused solely as like a response to the Abercrombie Hollisterification of the 2000 and 2010s. And they responded to that with, I think, one of the first like major brand pivots to not retouch photos.
Right.
And now it's much more common.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was kind of like taboo. And they started using like a lot of like plus size models. They used a lot of models with disabilities. They like, it was an explicitly diverse campaign, and it's very different from the Jaguar one where they like really committed to that as a core part of their brand, to where they have like more inclusive sizing. All of their models are like, it's one of the most diverse like range of models that I consistently see. And they've been doing that for over a decade, versus like Victoria's Secret started doing that more recently because they were like, wait guys, come back. sorry about the 40 years of fat shaming. And so they did like this really good kind of pivot with like an offshoot of their brand where it was very friendly, very approachable. It was like a more accessible price point, and it wasn't like jeans and stuff like American Eagle was, but it focused on like bathing suits. It focused on like bras and like having like good quality bras and like actual like a size range inclusivity in bras. Like my favorite bras that I've ever owned are from Aerie.
Yeah.
And like they are, I don't know, they have really good workout clothes now. And I think they did like just a really good rebrand and response. Like, cause it was more of like, they had a story as to why they were doing it. They were like, this is what's going on, especially in like teen fashion and like young adult fashion. It's very like, not like hypersexualized, but it was like a very idealized, like ethno-European, like very white, very skinny, very male gaze, very catering to a very specific demographic, versus like Aerie kind of did this very different thing. And I remember at the time thinking, I'm shopping at Aerie. And I just like started going to Aerie, and I've never really looked back for like, especially like bras, underwear, bathing suits, workout clothes. Like they've been my go-to for a really long time. And it's just because their branding is very friendly and it's very authentic. And I like that they've been like committed to like not retouching photos, and they have a very diverse range of models, and they've like committed to that for a long time. And so that's when it like, you're not using diversity to just like sell a rebrand. It was like a core part of their mission as to why they started doing that. And I like that.
And so that's like an offshoot of American Eagle. Like its own. But do you think like, because I'm like, why didn't American Eagle just change to that? Like,
I don't know.
You know? Yeah, it's like, because then I'm thinking with Jaguar, it's like, to preserve the legacy brand, do you then just have to launch like a sister brand that's just a little bit different, you know, like to be able to like, it's just like,
I feel like maybe that was part of it.
Is
like
that how it works?
The rest of the world maybe wasn't necessarily ready for that, or it would have been like too risky, I think, is probably what they thought. Because American Eagle still has like gender wise like a pretty evenly split audience, because they mostly like they do jeans, like that's like their main
yes, I think
thing.
when I went to America and when I was like 12, I bought some American Eagle jeans. I
Yeah.
think being like, wow, America does jeans so much better.
Well, they were like the cheaper, like more affordable version of your Abercrombie and Hollister, because they were literally like twice the price. Like those jeans were like $120 when I was in middle school versus like American Eagle jeans were like 50 to 60 max, but I feel like they were like $30 at the time. So I don't know. Abercrombie's done a really interesting rebrand. They are like back on the map.
I did see this, I think I saw someone post about this or something coming up.
I
Have
think
they changed
had
their logo?
a big...
Oh, they changed their storefronts, right? Or something like that as well? Maybe?
Yeah, they've really changed everything. It doesn't feel like you're walking through like a locker room anymore.
Yeah.
But their jeans have always been great. I'm glad that they haven't been like size inclusivity, not great. And I think that's something that they are doing more now. The quality of their jeans was always really good, at least in my opinion. But I fit perfectly into their very, very small size range. So I think like they've just embraced more of, if I may, the Aerie model, where they focus more on like authenticity and just being like, hey, we're here. I also think they're really trying to like compete with Aritzia. Do you know what Aritzia is?
No.
It's a newer brand, but that's, I think, like a little bit more luxury.
Yeah, I get
stuff.
you. It looks a little bit as well.
It's a higher end. I don't shop at Aritzia because it's quite expensive. But I know a lot of people who are like ride or die for Aritzia. Yeah. But it feels more like the elevated version, and it feels just more like authentic. Not Aritzia, Abercrombie. Because I went in a store a couple months ago and I was like, this is not the traumatizing store I was in as a child.
It's
so,
good that
I don't know.
they're keying on to the authenticity thing, because it really is like I love the one brand that I've bought like a very few things from, because it is way too expensive, but like Story MFG takes so much pride in the story of how the clothes are made, and you get the newsletter and it's from one of the co-founders each time, and they have a chat. They just have a chat in the newsletter, just being like, hey, we've just dropped this new stuff. And the most recent one was like, hey, if we haven't made it clear, like, and then in full capital letters, like, we make all of this by hand. This is like what we do, and we dye it in this certain way and everything. Like, this is what we do. And I'm like, I follow the founders on Instagram and shit. I'm like, they're cool people and they believe in shit and they post. It's like nice. It's like it's so nice feeling like, oh, cool. They're not just doing this for the sake of making clothes. Like, there's actually this is what they dreamt of doing, right? They want to make, like, they actually love making clothes. It feels very like boutique, like, I don't know. You feel like you're actually buying into like a narrative. Yes, which is the word of the year, well and truly. That and authenticity, but do you think it's what sells? A trend at least? Or do you think this is, I don't know if that's what always has sold, because there was a stage where that didn't sell. When it was just probably the boom of like a shopping mall. Like, that was just like, there wasn't a time where that authenticity was in focus and then went out and then went back towards. I feel like it's just like the general trajectory. Which is what, again, makes the trend of AI so confounding to me. Legit. Because it is so opposite of what every brand has been desperately trying to. How Abercrombie spent $1 billion on their rebrand. I just looked it up. Holy shit, $1 billion? $1 billion. Oh, graphic designers don't
How-
do that much.
How Abercrombie went from America's most hated retailer to a Gen Z favorite.
But
$1 billion.
Bloody hell. God.
Jesus.
That's
So-
you're thinking. That's a fuck me. That's a
risk.
wild.
Talk about
yeah, legit. You're like, if this doesn't work out, we're done. That's like a last resort thing. You'd think. Or they just have a lot of money, which they probably do. But yeah, it's at least like the AI, because if thinking of like the trajectory of it all, it's like I can tell that there will be more of a push for authentic art as the years go by, as AI develops, which is like a nice thing to kind of like at least a positive, like we might be valued more, which is nice. But it is
I think it's just becoming more of a
still
craft.
devastating. Yeah.
Like not like a craft as in like craft store craft, but like as a trade, a skill. There's a word for it.
Yes.
I can't think of the word.
Yes.
But something
I get you.
something that you make. It's as if you're like a woodworker or something. Or just like a very specific skill that is very desirable for the people who actually care about the quality of that item.
That's the thing. And wouldn't it be nice to just work with people who actually care about it? Like that's a nice thing, at least. You will be working with more people who give a shit, more people who start to give a shit, and they'll talk to you in that way.
And ultimately make you more money. Brands. Guys,
Yeah.
listen to us. Please. I feel like not like good graphic designers, but like graphic designers who understand like ethos and storytelling and kind of like things beyond this is what that logo looks like. It's like as graphic designers, we're storytellers. We have to be channeling all of these things into very specific curated visual elements. But we can only do that if we have an actual story going into it. Otherwise, it's going to be slop. And it's not going to look good. It's going to look AI generated because there's no narrative being told there. And it's just, I don't know. I wish there were more graphic designers who cared about that.
For sure.
And I wish
like,
brands cared more.
yeah, like trying to stand out based on aesthetics alone is getting harder and harder because there's just so much stuff out there. And it's like, you can't just be making minimalist logos and expecting it to change the world. Like, I don't think it's possible anymore. I think there needs to be so much more behind it. And yeah, it does help having like some kind of, honestly, having marketed myself for so long as a content creator, it has very much helped like with my awareness of how to design and like what will work and what
as a
people
content
are
creator,
drawn
as
to.
someone who is creative, like what you do is a creative field. So it's like you have the double experience of self-marketing, seeing what works, what doesn't work, but then also at the same time you're like, I am the one who is actually creating these visuals that are going with my brand. Like you're not like outsourcing that to like an ad agency or a branding agency to do that for you. And again, that's why people should maybe listen.
And then backing all that up with a killer personality, bang, then you get a success story, guys. That's how it all works.
Authenticity.
Authenticity is truly, we'll sing it from the heavens. We will
That
truly
should
sing it
be
from the heavens.
our kelliot merch.
Authentic Elliot. No, that isn't. That's just Elliot then. Kelly,
the K can be a S.
Yeah,
a C sound.
Would you really would anyone wear a shirt that says authentic?
Here's what we can do. We can take the authenticity, put it in like a nice like serif, condensed like instrument serif, for example. A font that makes me want to blow my brains out. I can't escape it. I hate it so much.
It's
hurts
everywhere.
me.
People love it.
It's wait, what if we made it 100% yellow and then added a black stroke?
Oh my god. And it's authenticity, and then the city is in italics.
And then there's a period at the end.
Yeah. Would you guys buy that? Would you guys buy that for 80 USD?
And then we
on a Gildan blank?
Oh yeah.
On a hammer weight heavy too.
Beautiful.
They would. Yeah, we should probably wrap this up. I'm just now looking.
I know.
Sorry, I'm starving.
I gotta go pick up my groceries.
Yeah, otherwise they just disappear.
Let us know what you think about the Jaguar rebrand. I would really like to know your thoughts. And if you've seen a brand, like preferably like a more well-known brand, not like a really indie brand, but like a bigger brand that has taken like a risk in their rebrand and you think it's worked, let us know. Because
I'm stumped.
I'm curious. Apparently can't think of a single brand other than Abercrombie and Aerie.
I'm trying to think of like sports teams. I feel like would make the most sense, but even then, they just go back to an old logo and then they get celebrated for it. Like nothing like the Clippers redid their logo this year and got slammed because it actually includes a boat, not a basketball.
And nobody knows what the hell a Clipper is.
Exactly. Use Clippy, the guy's Microsoft CEO.
They should have done two scissors going like this. I think that would have been an excellent logo.
People want to see that as on a logo. It's there. It's Clippers, guys.
Nobody. It's. I think that's a good example of we're losing the plot. Maybe we shouldn't have named an NBA team.
Yeah.
Clippers.
Yeah, that was
because I think of maybe an electric razor. Like
when I think of LA, I think of boats, and I think of specifically calling those boats the Clippers, the sailing boat.
Isn't it like a military boat?
It's definitely got sails. Like it's like a proper like a fleet. I think you would experience a fleet of Clippers.
Clipper boat. Oh, that's what a Clipper. I always.
Yeah. Like it's an old like.
I'm not joking.
I think you see a boat
Clipper,
coming and you see that's trouble. Yeah.
I thought it was an aircraft carrier. I'm not joking.
And that'd be a better name.
the Los Angeles aircraft carriers. Jesus Christ.
Let's see NBA teams take risks, people. Come on.
Yeah, they should send someone out onto the court in a full pirate ship mascot. Why is their mascot not a pirate?
Who is? It's a bird, right? It's like Gulliver.
It's a bird. It's like a dodo bird.
Yeah. It's a pretty brutal bird.
A condor?
A condor. That's it.
Is it? Yeah.
It's Chuck. Chuck. They went with Chuck.
Okay,
Chuck
maybe it's
the
after
condor.
Charles Barkley. Okay.
That's true. I don't think he ever played for the club, but
he didn't. He did.
I don't mind the bird. I personally like.
I think the bird's fun.
There's been a lot of recent design NBA stuff. All the new courts that they've done for the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
All this, the Emirates NBA Cup.
Oh, the city jerseys.
The city jerseys. Yeah. There's been a lot of stuff. That'd be fun to go through. Actually, we should.
We should, guys. If you're interested in an NBA episode where we talk about NBA branding,
it's.
As two NBA heads.
I did it on YouTube once and it bombed so hard, but people still ask for me to do it again. People like it.
With the right people, I feel like maybe this would be a good...
I think so.
A good format for it.
Oh, yeah. Much better than a little 20-minute video. I also just enjoy... Sometimes I forget how much I enjoy talking about design. Because sometimes we don't talk about design. And it's nice to talk about it.
Sometimes we just don't shut up for 2 hours. But you know what? That's what we're here for.
Exactly. This is why we do it.
If I listened to a podcast that was just explicitly graphic design every single time I tuned in, I think I'd blow my brains out or just not listen.
I'd feel like it'd be a service in a way. Like, it's like a.
It's like, what are you going to a lecture?
I don't know. Yeah, right. Well, I don't. Yeah, legit. I don't give a shit. I need to care about the people before I care about their design opinions.
Exactly. People come to us for entertainment and friendship and good vibes. They're not coming to us. I don't know. I call it tertiary graphic design content. Like it's not even secondary, but it's just in the same universe.
It's taste. Design. It's giving it's seeing it helps you see the world in a different light. If you can see graphic design as more as just a commercial product and minimalist logos and shit like that, you'll start seeing things in other lights too. And that's what we try. That's what we talk about. That's the vibe. That's so kelliot. Let's wrap it up.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
We'll see you next week.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.